All right, is that live? Does everything is everything coming through without the choppiness? Hello. Hopefully. Hopefully we are back. Let's make sure everything is set up properly. Do. Who knew this would have to be so complicated? Let's see. All right, is the vocals coming through okay? Is there any choppiness or anything? So apparently we cannot support Discord integration. Fair. That will be a future add-on item when I actually upgrade my streaming equipment. Um, makes me slightly worried about adding music to this in the future. But for now, tune in, put on some nice relaxing jazz background, and I don't know, listen to me ramble for a bit. Let's see here. I also want to actually get Discord up. If I do this in the background, don't worry about me. Do. I'm just doing stuff. Now I gotta learn the skill of talking non-stop. Normally I have players to fill in the gaps at this point while I do things in the background. But yeah, always time to learn a new skill. I think Discord's just dead. I haven't actually been able to connect onto it in like any way. Come hang out in my stream instead of Discord. Yep. Ba 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 ba. Going to just ramble till I get the hang of this. What was I going to do? Right, everything's working. Discord's broken, but so be it. We've got the camera. We've got the background. We don't have the lagginess or the choppiness. We've got the Chris. Hello, everyone. I'm Chris. Welcome to World of Alterra. So, I guess we just get started, right? That's what we do. We just do the thing. We just get started. Yee. You're right. That is weird. Just talking to a chat. Got to get used to that. Doesn't help that I can hear typing. Super weird. I don't know why I immediately want to respond to the chat and type out what I'm saying. But you can already hear what I'm saying. That's why you're listening. So weird. Okay, go do art stuff in the background while I do art stuff. Loyal viewers. Today we're going to do some arts. Something that's been bugging me since we started this channel is the logo. It's too nondescript. Look at it. Yeah, we're going to do arts. That's right, the arts. That's why I've labeled this stream arts. We're not doing Dungeons and Dragons today. We're going to do Dungeons and Dragons tangential. Dungeons and Dragons shifted to a one-over to a parallel world of arts. And we're going to do a new logo. Because I don't like our current logo. I mostly just took some random images I found and splashed them together and just put text over it. But that's not as exciting. You don't look at the logo. There's a little yellow like ball of light with a little yellow top. You don't look at that and you go, that is World of Alterra's logo. You go, what is that? Like, what what is that? You know? So I want something, look at it and you go, that's Alterra. You just recognize the logo. Now, I did a little bit of research on this, and I had a look at what other streaming channels do. And there's generally two schools of logos that I've come across, and that is either the animated, or it's not animated. That is the cartoon pictorial. That is the cartoon avatar, or the drawn avatar, or whatever kind of group name you want to give it. And then there is letter with some form of minimalist art. And that's it. There's nothing more to that. It is a letter with minimalist art. And you know what? I feel much more confident in my art skills to do the latter than I do the former. So we're gonna try our hand at making a new logo for World of Alterra that, from the get go, you look at it and you think that's Alterra. We're gonna go minimalist art. We're gonna go, and plus I think a nice big A. I think a nice big A will look nice, you know? Maybe some, I'm thinking, I don't know what to do around it, if I should do anything around it, but I'm thinking several colored dots to represent the Arcanite, or at least the main Arcanite. Get that hint of magic. So, let's see, we've got our logo screen here, and let's check how well my system is handling all this. We're just gonna start with nice blank canvas that apparently is not filled in. This is also where I'm also going to develop my Inkscape skills because they need to be improved. And I want to eventually do art that, oh, no, what are you doing here? I want to fill in a nice black rectangle as a background. I want to do a nice solid shape. Nope, not that one. Oh, there we go. I was going to say, I did play around with this previously, so I've got a little bit of skill here. I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to crop it later. So that'll do for now. So we want a nice black background, right? Because it stands out. We want to do something fantastical. That's fair, that's fair. What color? We don't really want to do black and white. I feel like black and white isn't whimsical enough. We want a little bit of that fantasy element, and we'll probably play around with the background at some point. But what's a good coloration? What's a good fantasy color to make our A? Maybe like a blue? Imagine Alterra is blue. A green to it. Could be a bit of green to it. Let's play around. Let's find out. Let's play around, find out. Let's see if we do a nice. Got to change the color. How's that? Nice A. Obviously, want to increase it in size. Drop this down a bit. Let's keep it like that. How do I increase the size of our A? What a bigger A than that. Nice big A. Like I said, we can crop this down later if we need to. Can we get anything bigger than that? No? Alright. What kind of script do we want for our A? Can we just thingy through these? No, we have to click and drag. Let's see. So we got a nice sharp A. We got a nice thin A. Doesn't really scream. Oh, it actually does tell us what these look like. So we want something a bit fantastical, right? Maybe a nice fancy written A, right? I also think my camera's gone slightly blurry again. Every time. This damn thing cannot focus. Let's edit and refresh the camera here. Let's refresh that. Okay, there we go. Bring it back into focus. Right. So nice fancy A, but I feel like that's too fancy an A, you know? Gonna get really nitpicky. We want something that speaks fantasy or speaks high magic without it being kind of overly done. Right, because Alterra is still a pulp world. It's still a pulp fantasy world. So you want a bit of fun, but not anything over the top, if that makes sense. So we're going to try a couple of these out. We could do an A with an extra stroke. That's not bad. See, that's too kind of improvised. What else have we got here? We've got... No, it's more sci-fi than fantasy. I mean, Alterra has a bit of sci-fi to it, right? There's a lot of options here. Too rounded. So this is our stream today. We're gonna pick fonts, right? That's this is how you start a logo. Is you pick a font, and you keep picking a font again, super nitpicky over a font, so that the entire stream is just about the font. I got lowercase a. All right, so let's have a look. Maybe that could be it, but I don't know. What other choices we got, right? What are what am I imagining with this font? See, I think the problem I'm having with this is it's too blocky. And see, that's pretty good as well. And there needs to be more coloration to it, so I can give it some shading later. That one kind of speaks to me a little bit. Got a nice kind of worn down point to it, so it's seen some combat. Still think I'd want it a little bit thicker. What else can we do with it? Gonna have a look at a couple other of his, but so far we're looking at papyrus. What parchment? Well, that's certainly fancy. I'm not even sure if I can read that as an A. What is going on there? Is that an A? I know it's an A, but I can't tell it's an A. God, who knew there were so many choices when it comes to calligraphy? I got a nice blocky A there again. But let's see. Okay, we finally got to the bottom of our list. We came across a couple options. But now we gotta narrow it down to which one we prefer. Could do the A Team A. I feel like that might be too close. Could do a simplest A. What is that, Stylophene? Definitely butchering the pronunciation of these words. But does have something there. A little bit of shading maybe. What can we do to this? Can toggle the transcript. Oop. I don't know what I just did there, but I broke something. Just gonna do that. Oh, we can have our A going in different directions. Can we move the A? Nope. If I was to highlight this, can I type it in a custom size? Oh, I can. I can make it larger. Okay, so this actually works in my favor. Let's go all the way to 300. That's right, this is a 300 kind of A. Is that roughly center? That's roughly center, right? So we're going to start with an A here. Why is this rounded? Move our A to the center of it. We can expand the A. Do I want a taller A? Do I want a wider A? Kind of want a little bit of shadowing in the A. How would I go about that? So we've got our A. I'm starting to have second thoughts about the coloring. But I'm not entirely sure. What can I do here? I can fill in stroke. Yeah, so can I get a bit more like style to it? If I want stroke style, stroke paint. Kind of want, yeah, kind of want a linear grade here, right? Like a non-linear grade. What if I add a bit of darkness? Yeah, what is this gradiating between? What's a radial? Makes sense, right? It's radial, right? But it's not actually doing anything. Is that because I need to pick the second color? It's because I need to pick the second color, isn't it? How do I pick the second color? Oh, that's a little bit too much blur. We can have a bit of blur to our A. It's time to just add a little bit more blur to our A there. Let's do. Let's redo this. Myself need a camera that doesn't constantly blur. Now, I feel like there's definitely gotta be a second color. If I do, no, see that alters. Ooh, I like that actually. It's got a little bit of an outline to it. But I kind of want to do that in reverse, right? So, can I get it such that it's blue fill? And I guess the stroke a different color? No, because again, that's only changing the fill. I want to know how to change the stroke. What are you doing to me here, Inkscape? Why you gotta be like this, Inkscape? This is why next Tuesday it's gonna be Chris goes through an Inkscape tutorial. Comment if you too would like to see Chris get frustrated with Inkscape. Imagine that might be lethargic for some people. Okay, what we got here? Got mesh fill, radiant. How do I pick a color? Do I pick a color now? Nope. It's still just doing the fill. How do I pick a color? Is it because it's a text. Can it not let me do this on a text? Quite possibly. What's this do? That's fair, that's fair. Create a duplicate gradient. Could do, if I just lower the opacity, does that just go all the way down? No, that doesn't seem to be doing anything. I just want to pick a different color. Is that so much to ask? Let's just pick a different color. I can pick a different style. Maybe I should just recreate this. But instead of text format as an actual icon. You know what, we're doing that. We're gonna, in today's session, you know what, no, let's put this as dark, right? There's a roundabout way of doing it, but screw it, we're gonna do it this way. And we're going to do a little cube here. Go turn that there. And this part, in theory, do you know what to do? We're going to give it some adjustability. If I remember correctly how to do this, we're going to go to path. We're going to go to, I want to say object as path. And this should allow me to drag in. And you know what? We're not going to use a typeface. We are going to create our own A. Because when life doesn't work out, get more ambitious. That's the motto. So let's we're gonna build a ghost day for some reason. Nope, no, get back there. Nope, stay. We've got the very basic shape of it. I'm sure there's definitely 100% a better way to do this. There's gotta be. But who cares? How do I cut out a hole in the middle? How does one cut out a hole in the middle of an A? Yep, that's the can I make this transparent? I can make this transparent, can I? If I go to fill, do I make this? I'm a mad genius. You know, we're gonna really zoom in on this, eh? All right, time to start. We're gonna do some tracing over this, eh? Because it's somehow easier than trying to figure out how to adjust the letter. How do I make a new point again? Insert new node. Is that it? New node. It is. Yes. Nope. No, I don't want to bend the node. I want to actually move the node down here. I want to move this up. Yep, see. Come on, click on the damn thing. You damn node. You've been too small. Okay, and then we want to actually curve that. No. Bring that in. Nice. Bring this in. So that actually matches. There we go. Bring this over here. Alright, just kind of thingy this out. We will need a new node on this corner here to bring it in. So we're going to bring that in. We'll bring that back out. Oh. That is not what I want to do. Still haven't figured out the whole problem. It's like a water balloon. You push one side down and the other pops back up. Just want to get rid of the lumps. Is that so hard? You damn lumps. Come on, just... Yeah, we're going to leave some curve to it. I like the idea of it being a little bit curvy. Okay, let's add another point in here. We can bring this down. Ooh, no. What are you doing? Yep, don't do that. Okay, so why is this moving? the rest of them? Why is that not locked in place? You know, I'm tempted just to give this A cape now. This is going to be an A with a cape. This is a ghost A now. If I do that, and I... It is under a sheet. No, this is all intentional now. This is the logo. So, trick to designing a logo, it seems, is start with an idea. Start with an idea of a logo. Get halfway through getting towards that idea. Accept failure. And adapt to the new logo. This is the new logo. You thought you had an idea for a logo. You don't. Right, how do I need to click the underline. There was a way to do this. Is it shift? No. Control. There's a way to select the underlining image, and I will find it, and I will remember it, preferably without zooming in all the way. All right, zoom in a tiny bit more. And let's move this back one. Can I push it back? Yes, I know it's got a layer, but I want to push the layer behind it, so that way I don't have to worry about it. How do I push the cape behind the letter? And also, I'm gonna modify this to cape just like a little bit. No, don't want the cape to stay there. All right, I need to actually click the editable one. And I just want this kind of brought out just a little bit. Yeah, bring that out, and I kind of want to just thingy this down. All right, just, there we go, just make it like a little bit smoother. Maybe bring this out a little bit. I'm not sure what this is, but I kind of like, oh my god, what if I put it in a point? Uh, could do a little tail. You know, in the years to come, when somebody asks you, you know, what's the meaning behind the logo? Why did you choose an A with a cape? Is it to represent like everyone's heroes in Alterra? The answer is gonna be, yep, sure, that's exactly what I meant. Yep. It wasn't me just messing about in Inkscape. Nope. I don't know what you mean. I can make it taller. That it was. It entirely was. And this is the new Alterra logo. I hope you know that. This is it now. See, I want this just a little bit rounder towards the back here. Just, nope, not quite that round. It does, doesn't it? Maybe if I add a bit of red, like a little bit of lighter red. What about a little bit of white? What does white add to it? A little bit of green. Ooh, a green with the red might be good. Get a nice green and blue going on there. What about a little bit darker? What do you think? Dark green, light green. I'm thinking I still can't figure out if I like the dark green or not. It's got a spooky vibe to it, but still need to figure out how to set it back. How do I push the object back? Go behind the letter. Layers. Let's have a look here. If it isn't in layers, I don't know what is. Layer to the bottom? No. Lower layer? If I select it, I can move it about. Yeah, I want this one brought to the front. Control Z. No, that returns it to its original location. Inkscape. Let's see. Next week we're doing Chris learns how to properly use Inkscape because it's been on his to-do list for a while. He just never finds the time. So we're going to do Streaming Tuesday where we force Chris to actually do the stuff on his to-do list. File, insert layers. Could be entirely possible. I've just not actually set it up for layers yet. Insert layers. There is no insert layers, but I might as well take the opportunity to also save this in case it crashes. What else? It also has my scene gone blurry again. No. Kind of a little bit. Let's thingy this. Ba 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 da. Why is this taking so long? Do this, do that. Alright, back to the layers. Probably just gonna pull Google up on the left to see what they've got to say. But first, let's play around. Right, I want to get familiar with this. What we got object-wise? Lower object? What do we got selected? We got the A selected. Also, what do we feel about bright A? Dark A? It is an unusual color combo. I'm gonna just kind of shorten this A just a little bit so there's a little bit of cape kind of clipsy around it. Different font for the A. You missed the half an hour we spent just going through fonts. Although now that I've got the cape, maybe I'll go back and pick a different style for the font. Let's see what we've got. As we return once more to the font selection. Do I have to highlight this when I'm changing it? Ah, yes, that's fair. So many technical issues today. Oh, that's way too big. Alright, you are just in time though to help us choose a new font. We've got the Bloody A font, which I think this was our runner-up font. Which, let's actually decrease the size of this to... That's fair. Now we need to modify the ghost around it. Let's actually bring this up a size category. Let's bring it up to like 400. Let's see what happens. Yeah, bring that up. Move that here. Still gonna try this with the teal. Maybe do the red as a fire instead. No, maybe that's too bright. What about the blue? That one's got a bit better. Oh. Okay, sure what the hell I just did there. Right, I shifted over. No, it makes sense. I kind of want a nice little bit more neon blue there. A bit of blood red. That's fair. I don't think I've ever had an Alterra party that wasn't just anarchists at heart. I don't think my camera's dead. I don't know if the camera had been dead. What happened there? Hmm. I have no idea what's happened to my camera, but apparently it's just died. It requires me to figure out where it's plugged in again. It'll be one of these. There's only two. Let's try both. Alright, come on. Nope, not that. What are you doing? Well, out of all the tech problems I thought I'd have today, I didn't think it would be the camera dying. So there's that. Is it this one, right? Yeah. Blow on the camera. Let's see if that works. Well, that changes things a little bit. Well, I feel like this is a perfect opportunity to take 5-minute break in between designing our new logo. Thank you all for watching. We'll be right back after this short break. Alrighty, and we are back. I think I got the camera working again. I just gotta adjust the camera because I unplugged it and moved it. Well done. There you go. And we're back. This is the stream now. It's just me going Alright. Alterra logo. New logo rises. I don't dislike it so far. It's not bad. I still want to kind of do something with the solid blue. But I like the contrast to the red there and the black. So the other thing that I wanted for this logo is I wanted to have little lights of dots kind of surrounding it, almost in like a halo, to symbolize the Arcanites, as it is a kind of major component of the lore of Alterra, is not only this kind of psionic network, which I might want to do something with like lines of silver, but Alterra's built on three principles, or four kind of dynasties of power. You have the archpowers themselves, who are responsible for maintaining the soul engines and the kind of mechanics of the D&D like world, as well as the creation of the gods. And they represent, learning new skills, leveling up. Even when we use other systems that aren't 5e, they still symbolize the kind of game mechanics of how it all works. Right? They are the catalyst of change and evolution. They are progress. So I might want to do something with that, kind of like at the center of the A, to symbolize the soul of a Noid, or the soul of a character, since technically it doesn't have to be a Noid. It can just be any player character. Then you have the psionic network, administered by the Old Tomb, that are about ideas and imagination of the mind of this kind of virtual cognitive realm. And that's where I might kind of line in a little bit of silver through the eggs. I think it will help kind of break up that blocky blue, while also giving it just enough to not distract the eye of too much complexity, but enough to kind of draw you in and make it less monotone. Then we have the primordials, who are the masters of the body, of the realm, of the elements. They are the physicality, they are the nature personified, they are the kind of chaotic world, right? They are the bedrock that the realms are built upon. For that, I think maybe getting a couple traces of elements, because we've already got the blue here that can symbolize water. We've got the flame in the background to symbolize fire. Maybe just little hints of earth and wind might be useful here, and we'll see what we can do there. I kind of like the idea of these kind of wind gashes kind of going almost like the elemental rings themselves, kind of going behind the fire and maybe a little bit on the front. But that might be adding too much, so we'll do that at the last and see. And then you have the Arcanite, which symbolizes the laws of reality, the mechanisms, how everything interacts, and the conduit of magic itself. So that's what we're going to focus on here. Right, so we've got the foundations. We want to add that little traces of magic. And for this, we're literally just going to do little dots. Assuming it wants to let me do little dots. If I can actually click on this. Okay, there we go. As Inkscape actually catches up to us. Now, let me get my reference sheet here somewhere. Because this is where I need to remind myself how many Arcanites there are. I know how many Arcanites there are. There's... He says, there's 16 base Arcanites, or 16 original Arcanites. You get into differing kind of hybrid Arcanites and tangential Arcanites. I'm not really Arcanized, but they were created as one. Or you have the altered Arcanites from any of the alt spheres. So let's have a look here. Where are we? Actually, if I split this, just so I can see both. Yeah, that's fine. We want to pull up my Arcanite sheet, because Now, I'm pretty sure this originally started out as 10 Arcanites. Or actually, no, I think it was 12 or 14 Arcanites initially. And then once we started kind of solidify the lore of the world and realizing that it'd make more sense for it to be base 16, just because that way I could connect it into the idea of computerization and logic and do essentially 16-bit. That's where we expanded it to include the metallic Arcanites. So I think for this one, we're just going to do the base 8 rather than the extra 8 that kind of go on to the second and third tier of the Arcanites. Um, and also because the base 8 are the most, they're uncommon, but they are the most common of the Arcanite, since the only other kind of lower rarity Arcanite you get is Fool's Arcanite, which is highly unstable, isn't truly an Arcanite, and is kind of a one-off breakable substitute when necessary. And just because the base 8 have the main color palettes there of you've got red Arcanite that empowers and uses as a power supply for most things. You got your yellow, your orange, your green, your blue, and then finally touching off like brown and uh, I think it's brown, gray, and pink, which may not be the most interesting colors, but we'll see how it looks. Let's start right. So we want this to be a nice bright red. We kind of want this to go in like a halo around it. Yep. I have no idea what I just did there. I did a massive... black and white would be tier 2 Arcanites, so they're part of the rare quantity. Rarity. It's rare rarity. Along with purple and violet. So you have kind of this weird tiered system to the Arcanites where you have the kind of grunt Arcanites, which are the ones at the base that are the most uncommon throughout the world. And those are kind of your base colors. And then you have the second tier of purple, violet, black, and white, which have a bit more authority in terms of the Arcanite hierarchy. And then you have the kind of leadership of the Arcanites, which are the metallic Arcanites. So you have platinum, gold, silver, and copper. And if we have room, maybe we'll put black and white in there, just because they do tend to be a bit more common. They're specific to the realms of Fantasia and Disparity, rather than kind of dispersed throughout the world like the base 8 are. But how hard is it to draw a damn circle? Let's... On today of Chris attempts to draw a perfect circle... Let's see... This is width? No, I assume this is transformation. If I just pull this down a little bit... Let's see, circle. That's about a uniform circle, right? And we want this to be bright red, which does not appear to be filling in bright red. Why are you not filling in bright red? Why are you determined to not be bright red? What have I done here? Is it just because it's in against a black? If we bring this forward, does that work? No. Normally holding control. Oh yeah, that switches the transformation matrix.
Only on creation, not just like once you create a circle, as you're making a circle for the first time.
Click to set fill, shift click to set stroke. Okay, so it is changing color. It's just got a tint on it, which I assume means because it's at the back. Let's go down, go there. Where's... Yeah, here we go. We actually might want a white. Oh, cool. I can actually just hold shift if I want to change outline. I assume it's because I've got the opacity set as low. Yeah, there it is. Set that as high, and that should actually solve my problem. There we go. That's much better, right? Kind of got it as a dotted stroke line, which would make sense. That's why we've got it set as here. I could have it as other things. It's a little bit too cluttered. What about that? I think it blends in a little bit and also gives it a little bit of kind of a blending hue to it. We'll play around with that. We don't like that at the end, we can change it. Because I just want these to be almost like little sun dots here. So if I go around and create a couple of these and then I'll modify the colors later. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're just going to do 8 for now because I don't want to overcrowd it. We're just going to kind of get this in a nice circle around. Oh, no, let's put you back. Gotta click on the edge of the circle. Can I lock this in place? I'm pretty sure I can. Lock select object. You know, let's lock you in place too. I actually like where you guys are. Slowly learning how to use Inkscape through sheer perseverance. And then we place this one back here. No, what about... Okay. It is coming off just that little bit cluttered. I think we need one more over here. So I think the left is too cluttered. Try and get that nice circle given the strange shape of everything. Kind of want a nice one just a little bit more above the eye there. And yeah, I think this has to be at the base here, kind of cutting it in half just to make that look more uniform here. Let's bring this down. It's a little bit oval shape, but that's fine. And then I guess we gotta place the coloration. So how dark do I want? I might adjust the opacity in a second. Yeah, so we've got our red. Actually, let's move this just a little bit higher here so get more of a circular angle going on. Let's start with red. We're going to do this in order of that the arcanites appear in the list. So we got our red amplifier, our yellow destabilizers. We've got an orange for disbursement, and we have no. Orange is focusing, green is disbursement. We've got a nice green here. We can play around with these just to kind of get the right colors to the right kind of overlap here, because we've obviously got a black overlap, but then for some of these we've got that like red or almost maroon burgundy color at the back. So we got green, blue, which I want to go with a nice kind of light blue there. And if we actually, can we pull this to the front if it's not already? I think it should already be to the front. And I think this is the time I remind any secret goblins listening that their kettle's done. For those who stick around long enough to the stream, you might get to learn more about the mythical goblin that exists. They don't exist.
It's never been confirmed.
Alright, so we got a brown color. Let's have a look. Maybe a dark brown here. Yeah, see, this is what I was kind of worried about, is we've got all these kind of darks. Oh, that's kind of nice though, right? That has a nice little... How about this? Make it a little bit more lighter. Yeah. See, now that I add these colors, they're kind of too stark contrast to the black, so I might have to adjust the black. We got gray, which isn't the most appetizing color, but kind of looks nice against the black, so not too bad. And then we have pink. So what kind of pink do we want here? A little bit lighter. We want it distinguished from the gray. Now we've got some sort of like color palette going on. I think this needs to be... No, I still think that's better as a light blue. Once I get the traces of silver into the blue here, I think I'll like it better. But for now, this is what we've got going on with the Arcanite, right? I don't know. There's just something kind of off about them. Maybe it's because they're circles. I'm gonna try this with diamond shapes, just because I think it kind of gets the idea across better than circles, and circles are too kind of vague and yet also kind of generic. Right, so let's see. How... I only want 4 corners. Nope, that's 3. I want 4 corners. Is it possible to change the... You know what? We just want a rectangle. That's what we want. That's what a rectangle is. Why is that so curved? If I click on this... How does one make a rectangle? That's actually a rectangle. How does one make a rectangle? There's a way to round this. What's this do? This looks like a rectangle. Create and edit meshes. Nope. I also don't like the dotted lines anymore. We're going to go back and we're going to modify the dotted line. Nope. Once Inkscape catches up with me. Just do a solid line. Is that a solid line? Go away to the top. Yeah, solid line. What is going on here? Thingy that. Getting distracted. This is what you get when you try and do a stream after like a long day at work. Is your brain just fries. Your brain just... I'm trying to find my phone. Your brain just fries and you don't know how to turn a circle into... You know, I used to be able to know how to do this. When I tried this last time. Then you just immediately forget. Is there a way to do it from the get-go? There should be a button. Is it Alt? No, Control. Although now that we bring that here, I am going to make it larger just to play around with it more. Is this one? Closer. Ah, there it is. Found it. Nope, go back. What are you doing? Yeah, be a rectangle. Be a rectangle, damn it. Now I have to just actually make the rectangle. And then somehow get the rectangle to be a rectangle. So like this. If I reshape it, how does one get it to turn? Okay, yeah, there we go. Right, now I just need you to actually go up here. Yeah, there we go. Come on. This is painful, isn't it? Go on, rectangle. You got this. I believe in you. What do you think? You think that's the perfect rectangle? Ah, it's ever so slightly lopsided. Go on, you can do this rectangle. I believe in you. Can make it a slightly rounded rectangle. You know what? I'm gonna leave it as this for now. Then I'll come back to this rectangle later. You're gonna have to deal with an ever so slightly rounded rectangle. What if I just adjust the point? I just like thingy this. No, I did not. But we're doing this the stubborn, difficult way now. Oop, I'll do that. Gonna manually make this diamond shape. We did it, and that's all that matters. We're good. We've succeeded. And I'll slightly tweak it later. All right, now I just need to copy and paste a bunch of diamonds. This diamond needs to go over here. And then change the coloration on the diamonds. I think I have one too many diamonds. Yeah. I go over there. I go over here. What was this? This is pink. Pink diamond. Gray diamond. Yellow diamond. Do I just want this kind of yellow? No, I guess it's yellow. This kind of seems like a dark yellow. Orange diamond. Lime diamond. Blue and brown. Can delete the circles. It is progress. Move this over a little bit into position. Move this over here. Adjust the diamond shape. All right, while we're doing all that, let's talk about the logo a bit more. Put that there. So yeah, we want to. I mean, I still don't know how I feel. I kind of want to make it a little bit more three-dimensional, but I feel like that might have to be a future project. Or I could just add some shadows to diamond. I'll figure out how to add shadows to diamond, see if that works. But for now, let's just try and get something that doesn't just seem too like glaring and in your face. So I think that's my problem with the kind of solid coloring, is it's too distracting. You know, I like that better than the circles. It just has a bit more kind of arcane to it, to what it symbolizes. In the circles were too, I don't know, like you were looking at color pot. Whereas this at least has a bit more shape to it. Alright, so we're going to leave that there for now. And I'm going to come back and see how I feel about this. I'll tweak the size and kind of just get a rough idea of, I'll sleep on it as well, just see if I like all of the diamonds. It still feels a little bit too cluttered, but right now I kind of want to get the silver lining down for the psionic network on the A. And I actually don't know if they have a metallic. I imagine they do have a metallic kind of setting in this. Just not entirely sure where to actually find it. I guess we're fine. Oh, you know, I don't hate it. What do you think, chat? White background or black background? Here we are with white. Here we are with black. Neither. Okay, well, what coloration do you recommend? What's a good? I assumed black or white would just be like less intrusive to the eye. What sort of background should we do? Ooh, I like dark purple. Vibrant neon purple. We're gonna go neon purple. No, let's have a look at what else we've got. Go back. You don't like neon purple? Okay, let's have a look at what purples we have, right? We want a slightly darker purple. Are we talking more towards the blue range or red? I imagine blue. So maybe something. A nice cool tone. So maybe something like the. Actually, what color is Alterra? Because we had a coloring scheme for the channel, right? What's Add a bit more pink in it. Maybe like just a whisper. But you want it to be on the bluer side, right? So it's probably one of these ones. You want it cold. Okay, so what about that? I think that's one of the darker ones we could potentially go with. Yeah, because that's lighter. What about that? It's not darker than that. It is. It's got a bit more kind of color to it. What about over here? Okay, so like that one. Okay. No, that's fair. I can see that. It's not too intrusive to the eye. Next Tuesday, along with learning Inkscape, we're gonna learn color theory. God, there's so many skills. Just not enough time. I'm gonna have gonna have special guest, the color theory goblin. He's gonna teach us color theory. Yeah, still want to add shadow to the diamonds and maybe get them a bit more 3D look, but again, there. Right, how does one find a silver tone? And also, how does one draw a silver tone? I'm just gonna do, I guess, pencil for now. I think let's go with white for now. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted pencil. Why is this not selecting something? Let's let that break down for a second in case we get that. You know, let's save this as well. We're at it just in case I don't have to lose all of this. All right, is this color pencil? If I choose white, oh, ooh, that's fascinating. Why is it doing that? Yeah, it's filling in the gaps. It's just supposed to be a freehand line. Is it because the stroke's black? Oh, it'll be because the stroke's black, right? If I do this and then shift white. Okay. If I redraw over this. Right, I need to keep shift blacking, whiting it. Let's delete that for now. Let's undo all of this. Start again. Okay. All right, pencil. Want to get a nice trace line here. This is where I then get to pick the stroke color. No, because I don't want the fill in there. Just want the stroke color. Nope. I keep forgetting which buttons I'm pressing. Right. Is that going to fill in stroke? No. Requires me to keep picking it each time. Yeah. We're just going to slowly go around here and fill in kind of just some lines for now. We'll work out a pattern later, just once we get a rough idea of what this looks like. But I want to kind of symbolize the threads of psionic energy, kind of that we generally flavor around the egg, and just have it wrapped in effectively wire, like a Christmas tree. Yeah, Christmas tree or A. I just want on the blue bits for now. Maybe have some threads kind of coming off it, or something that like crisscrossing here occasionally. We kind of want to get this like splintered or kind of fragmented imagery to it. It's looking a little bit too uniform. I need to spread it out a bit more. If we have like down here, we're just gonna slowly kind of go around this. Oh, don't want to put it over just there. Get these little threads of energy kind of coming in. All right. What about over here? Maybe down here we'll just have like one kind of stemming from the center and actually like radiating fractures out, just to kind of make it so we're not just wrapping this thing in vine. Oh, what's going on there? No, go back twice. All right, come on, just come out there like threads. Maybe not fractured enough. It still seems too uniform to me. That's because it is pretty uniform. See, now it just seems too kind of too distracting. Yeah, I think less is more in this case. So let's undo a couple of these. Actually, let's redo it up to here. Yeah, I think this is fine for now. I'll have like one long one going down here. This is only for iteration of the logo, so we're not looking for perfection or anything. I'll have like this coming down. Just kind of a rough idea of what it is we actually want. Maybe one more. Kind of like a long. Does this look better with the crosses? Yeah, maybe one more coming down there. Another one coming up there. Okay. So I don't think that's too bad. We'll have another one just going along here. Just kind of finish it up. And we'll clean this up later, but I think that gives me a rough idea of kind of the vibe of it. Of just having these little threads kind of permeating through the A. Little cognitive strings. Hmm. Needs a bit of tweaking, but I think it's a decent kind of foundation to build from. So I guess the next question is we got the arcane element in there. We've got the psionic. I'm still not entirely sure what to do for the soul element, or if that should just be the A itself. I'm kind of fine with that just being the A itself, because I think adding something in the center of that A would be too kind of cluttered. And also, I do kind of want to play around with this idea of maybe these elemental kind of like wind gashes, if that makes any sense. Testing, testing. Testing, testing. Yeah, I was just checking it. Okay. For that, I want a little bit of green, just kind of coming around here. And I don't know if I like this, but it's worth giving it a try. Hey, Wolfie. What do you think of our logo so far? It's a little cluttered, needs a little bit of work. Too much blocky colors, but it's getting there. It's a start. I'm also gonna save this because it'll inevitably crash on me at some point. I'm trying to minimize the amount I'm actually losing. What's the best way to get those kind of elemental gashes? I could just draw them and then try to like make them thicker. Let's try that. Now, do I want this coming from? I kind of want this coming from behind the flame, but I'm worried about how close these diamonds are to it coming round. But let's give this a try. Let's actually give them a little bit of shape from the get-go, see if that helps. Because we can also fill this in green. Because you weren't here when we were giving out mod status, that's why. I actually can't remember how to give out mod status. You know, I'm pretty sure one of the other mods can give you mod status. Hilarious, I can report you and I can block you.
Oh wow! I won't heckle you, I promise.
You better not. Alright, I can mod you here.
Yay! I'm mod.
There you go. You're a mod, and you can now kick other people out.
Oh my god! I got mod you. This is cool.
I have no idea what that looks like. All right, where's my green? I want to bring a little bit of green in here.
Hacker.
Yeah. Maybe a little bit of black there. It's not as sharp as I'd like, but it's not bad. Alright, so I got kind of one blade, and like I said, we'll clean all this up later. I mostly just want to get a rough idea for the shape. Maybe like another one coming around. Yeah, at this point they just look like tentacles. It's coming up here. I think this one ought to come down here. I just need to figure out how to make it kind of gloss. I mean, I'll make it glossy with shading. Now, shading is something I'm definitely going to have to learn how to use Inkscape properly first before I even attempt to shade this. It just looks like tentacles. It looks like green tentacles. That's all I can see when looking at this. So rather than those kind of, and I think that's just because of the solid color. Like it doesn't have that wind element to it.
It kind of looks like there's like tentacle monster behind the mouth. It's just hugging the edge of the mouth.
That it is. But I also like how the little splash of color does break it up more. I do think once it looks more like an actual blade of wind kind of coming around, it will look better, but also I feel like that. Pretty sure Elder Control would be purple, or at least I tend to use purple for psionics. But yeah, no, I think that I don't think there's really anything I can do for Earth because we've got the fire, we've got the blue and the color and the green, but I think we leave out Earth. I feel like anything else adding to that would be too cluttered. I guess we could put like a disc under the A or something, but would that work? Like a little bit of disc that the A is standing on, or would that be too much? Like a little bit of like just circular here. You know what? I'm gonna try it. Worst case scenario, I hate it and I just delete it. But let's. I'm also cautious of this earth one down here as well. Just gonna. Alright, I need to send this back first. How do I send back again? It's because you've only got one layer, that's why. Really gotta learn how to properly use layers in this thing. Do 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 do. How to send back behind an object. Oh, that would give it a nice difference of coloration. Maybe like that. See, I think I got some problem. It kind of just looks a little bit too kind of dull. I would need like patterns on it to give like a proper stone texture without it looking dull. Just gonna leave it as earth for now. Oh, no. That's not what I want to do. I want to actually move it down a bit. And I want to send it behind. You know, I feel like there should just be. Create clip group. Set clip. I can group things. Hide selected object. I could add a layer. Yeah, let's actually add layer. Let's find out what this does. Ground. What if I have the backdrop as a layer too? Let's layer this. Add a layer. It is on one layer. I know I'm madman, right? Look, this is my first. I've not got a lot of experience with Inkscape. You'll have to forgive me. This is why we're going to do. Chris learns how to properly use Inkscape layer.
Oh, this is all in one layer. This is all in one layer.
Yeah.
This is all. Oh. Oh.
I've upset the goblin.
That's giving me psychic damage.
Alright, if we move to layer below. Does it actually move back to the previous layer? How do I move it to a different layer? Move to the ground layer. And how do I establish where's my little list of layers where I can move them about to actually relayer them? That it does. What's this button do? I don't need this anymore. I want to see my layers. Where do I see my layers? Oh, we moved something back. Shift Control L. Ah, so I want my backdrop to be the bottom layer. I assume if I just move this down, this will reorder my layers. Yeah. I want my backdrop to be... No, that's fine. We want layer 1 to be up here. Definitely moved, yeah. I think I've also placed my layers inside of other layers. So there's that. Yeah, I don't know why it does that. It just periodically dies whenever I'm doing something in here. Even my webcam is like, "Yeah, you're not even using different layers? I can't, no. What are you doing? I'm out. Come on, just...
Don't remind me of the layers.
I've somehow got my layer 1 in the back. Okay, there. I finally separated my damn layers out again. I want my background... You know, there's an up and down barrel. I'll probably make this easier. I need my flame to be a different layer as well. You know, there's definitely a shortcut to making something a layer. Where have I put my flame? Is it because I've locked it? Oh yes, definitely because I've locked it. You know what? I feel like I don't like the earth drop anymore. I'm just gonna abandon earth because then I'd have to figure out like if the blue is enough for water. And really, I think I'm just going to get rid of the poop surfboard. It's just I just don't think it'll work. Like maybe I'll do a little shadow on the A, and I think that would be fine, just to symbolize like it's like standing on something. But I don't think it's gonna add anything significantly. And I actually kind of, while I don't like the kind of flat coloring of it, I like the idea of it. Yeah, I'll find it later and delete it once I've gotten better grasp of the controls. I did have a better grasp of the controls, and then I spent like 4 weeks not doing any Inkscape again.
You know way it'd be really easy to find if it was on its own layer.
I know. I'm sure there's a button where I can just create things as their own layers, and that Tuesday, just Inkscape with Chris as we go on our journey for Chris to learn how to do art.
Sit down and learn. This will never happen ever again.
Look, I've just said the layer system is much easier to work on all the map software. I'm still learning how to use Inkscape properly. But more importantly, I like the concept of this. I don't like how blocky the colors are, but that just requires shading. I like the dynamic of it. So I think I'm quite happy with this. I think this is the beginning. We're gonna polish this off over the next couple. Well, maybe not the next couple streams. So we'll learn how to use Inkscape first. But Tuesday, Alterra spoilers is mostly going to be dedicated to map making and logo building. Maybe some monster stat block creation. We'll see basically whatever Chris feels like doing that week. But yeah, what do you think, chat? What do you think is the start of the new Alterra logo that can we recognize from a glance? You think it's stylistic enough that if you kind of saw this, and obviously we're gonna crop it into a circle at some point, that people will be like, "Oh yeah, that's the Alterra logo." Nice, nice. All right. Technically, I had this stream going to 9 or half 9, but I realize I'm probably going to cut this one short for today to just the 2 hour streaming. I think that's a good start for what is effectively Chris talking to himself for 2 hours. Yeah, I definitely want to polish it up right now. It just looks so blocky right now. But that's for future Because it looks like something designed in paint. That's my problem with it. Yeah, I think that's where we're gonna stop for the day. I think that's our 2 hours of stream. We had some technical issues at the beginning, and without the players to talk and fill in the space, I think Chris's voice needs to work up to 3 hour streams. But thank you for watching Alterra Spoilers. Thanks for tuning in and joining me as we attempt to create a new Alterra logo. We have the basics of something there. We're going to polish this up at some point in the future, actually make it look like it was made with some skill and not just in paint, which it effectively was, right? That's effectively what we've done so far. And tune in hopefully next Tuesday for either Inkscape lessons for Chris as we shout at Chris and get him to learn the basics, or whatever else actually works in my system, as my laptop can only handle so much. But thank you for tuning in. This has been Alterra Spoilers, and we'll see you next time.